Welcome to the Money Mindful podcast, where money mindset and life coach Meaghan Jean Smith, hey, that's me, teaches you how to transform your relationship to money and achieve your life goals so you can live a glorious, magnificent, delicious, awesome life and love being you. Hello and welcome to the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan Jean Smith. So good to have you here with me today. I hope you are having a brilliant day. I want to help you today with a common obstacle to achieving your money and life goals and share with you what you can do about this common obstacle. But first, I just want to check in from last week. Did you listen to last week's episode on the 10 exercises you can do to create an abundant mindset? Because if you didn't, I really recommend you go back and listen to that episode because there are heaps of helpful nuggets in that episode. And I actually made an abundant mindset toolkit for you, and you can access it. There's a link in the show notes, and I'll put one in today's show as well. Or you can go to my website, meaghanjsmith.au/abundant-mindset-toolkit and get your hands on the toolkit. I made this for you, and it relates to what I'm talking about today as well, because being in scarcity mindset is really common. Everybody at some stage is in scarcity mindset. There's nothing's gone wrong if you are in scarcity, but what does matter is if you don't realize you're in scarcity mindset or you don't know how to get yourself out of it. So I made this toolkit for you because there's 10 exercises in there that you can use. You don't have to use all 10. You most certainly can, but I put 10 different exercises in because I know we're all different, right? And we all relate to things differently. So out of those 10 exercises, for sure, there's got to be one that feels aligned with you and feels easy to do to get you in an abundant mindset. All right, so go and get that now. Let's get into today's episode. So a common obstacle that becomes more obvious and shows up when you're going for your money goals is money blocks. It doesn't matter what your income is or how well you manage your money, everyone has money blocks. If you want to learn how to identify what your money blocks are and shift your money mindset, I'm going to help you with that today. So in this episode, you're going to learn about what money blocks are and how to find out if you have them. I'm going to share with you how to identify your money blocks, the most common money blocks, what are they, and also the quickest way to let your money blocks go. How does that sound? You with me? Okay, so first up, what are money blocks and how do you find out if you have them? This one's actually pretty simple. It doesn't matter what your income is or how well you manage your money or how much money you have, what your net worth is. Everyone has money blocks. So I'm just going to tell you straight up, you have money blocks. I have money blocks. It's not a problem if you have money blocks. But one way to work out if you've got them in terms of like just being a bit more aware is if you ever experience any fear or worry about spending money, earning money, saving money, or investing money, you for sure have some money blocks. If you're not making the money that you want to be making, you have money blocks. Right? So a money block is just simply a term that you can use to describe any thought or behaviors that you have that you're probably unaware of that get in the way of creating the money that you want. Okay, so now that we've established what money blocks are and how to find out if you have them, which we now know for sure you do, let's talk about what some of the most common money blocks are. So This is not an extensive list or a conclusive list of every money block, but these are just some of the common ones. Some of these I've experienced myself, some I've seen in my clients. So let's talk about them. And while we're talking about them, maybe you want to think about whether you notice if any of these relate to you. So this first one, I'm going to guess that this might be one that you have, and that is that you have to work hard to make money. This is for sure a common money block that many people have, that they don't want to go further in their business or scale in their business or do new things in their business because of a perceived block that they're going to have to work really hard to make more money, and that's the only pathway to do it. So that's one money block. And this doesn't just relate to if you have your own business. This can also block you from going for a promotion or pursuing other responsibilities in your workplace that come with more money because you feel like you're going to have to work really hard. And so that's a block to earning more, right? So another common money block is that something bad will happen if you earn more money. And this can be a range of different things, but often it's to do with our relationships with people. So we can fear that we might be rejected if we make more money, or that people won't like us if we make more money, or that people will think we're a horrible, greedy person. It really comes down to being rejected or disliked in some way if we have more money. And that often can be connected with how we think of people with money, right? Like common themes of wealthy people and thinking negative thoughts about wealthy people. And when we often do that unconsciously, but on some level, we don't want to become like those people that we have negative thoughts about, right? And so that's a common block that often we're unaware of. Another one is a fear of being seen. And again, this is linked to rejection, because when we're seen, we risk being rejected, right? Like we're putting our neck out, and when you put your neck out, you can get it chopped off. So this shows up often in going for higher positions. If you work for a company or in your own business, it might be where you are sabotaging yourself with creating more money because you're not putting yourself out there with marketing, for instance. You're not telling people about your business and about how you can help them because of a fear of being seen. And especially with modern online businesses, a lot of creating business comes from being seen, right? And if you have a fear of being seen, that's a huge money block, because nobody can find you or give you money for your amazing service because they don't even know you exist, right? So that's another really common one. Another one that shows up in a way that's not always obvious straight up, but it's your relationship with money. And having a negative relationship with money or a scarcity mindset around money is a really common money block. And this is one that we're often just completely unaware of. Even if we think that we're good with money, like managing money, we can often have fear around money or still a lot of negativity around money in the way that we think about it and the way that we relate to money. And that is also a huge block. So I just mentioned at the start of the show that I've got an abundant mindset toolkit, and that's something that's a block that gets addressed in that toolkit, scarcity mindset. So another really common money block is simply not being aware that you have money blocks. That's a huge money block. right? Or that being aware that you have things that get in the, hang on, let me start again. Not being aware that you have money blocks is huge, because if we're unaware of something, we can't change it, right? And this often shows up in feeling like you need to be right, or that you don't want to make a mistake, or you don't want to look like you're wrong. So, when it comes to something to do with money, and, my belief is that you're never wrong. It's just what can be really helpful is just thinking the thought, maybe I was wrong about that, right? Like, that doesn't mean that you're wrong or there's anything wrong with you, but maybe there's something that you're doing unconsciously or thinking unconsciously, and that's getting in the way, and that's a money block. And so that's why doing money mindset work is so essential to improving your relationship with money. And also, if you want to make more money, working on your money mindset is absolutely essential. Now, you might be aware of some money blocks that you have that I haven't mentioned. By all means, I have not covered all the money blocks that are possible. But now that we've covered some of the common ones that come to mind, let's talk about the quickest way to let your money blocks go. And I've just alluded to that, really. The quickest way to let your money blocks go is actually just being aware that you even have them. Because when you're aware that you have them, then you're in a position to change. And when I mean, what I mean by saying aware that you have them, because I just told you at the start of this episode, for sure you have them, it's being aware of what yours are. Right? And so how you do that is by being willing to explore your beliefs and doing money mindset exercises. So money mindset exercises, of course, you can do those on your own. You can do those working with a coach. You can do those through, what you learn in books and courses and such. But one of just the main things that I think is really important for you to take away is just awareness. Really, awareness is so powerful, and you can't underestimate that, because a lot of the stuff when it comes to money mindset is truly, it's a block. It's a money block for you, just simply because you don't even realize that it's there, right? It's transparent to you. So just being aware in itself can be enough to let the money block go, because once you are aware, you're like, okay, so I don't need to behave like that anymore, or I don't need to think like that anymore. Sometimes awareness is enough. Other times there's some more work involved. You might need to do some healing work or some forgiveness work if there's some sort of block there, especially if it's associated with fear or shame or worry. And another way to let go of your money blocks is actually being intentional about how you want to show up with money, being intentional with your relationship with money, being intentional about what you want to think and feel about money and the actions that you take around money. And that's often possible once you've uncovered the money blocks that you've got. So the thinking or the behavior that you're currently doing around money that you want to stop doing, and then you can intentionally decide and start practicing the thoughts, beliefs, or behaviors that you want to start around money. So this is just an overall view of money blocks, how to identify them, what the most common ones are, and how to let them go. But of course, if you want to take this work deeper, it requires working on it and practice. So if you're finding yourself struggling to achieve your money and life goals on your own, and you realize that you do have money mindset stuff going on, don't we all? And you'd like support to build a really fabo relationship with money so that you can be at peace with the money that you have and also be at peace with creating more money. So having pathways to do that because you've worked on the blocks that get in the way, your money blocks that get in the way of you creating more, I can help you with that. If you're a long-time listener of the show, you know that that's what I do. I coach women one-on-one. I help you create your money and life goals. And as part of that, we do extensive, deep work on your money mindset, and we identify what your money blocks are and we shift you out of them so they're not a block to creating the money and the life that you want. If you would like to learn more about working with me, I'd love to invite you to book a consultation so we can get to know each other. I can hear about what it is that you are looking for in a coach. We can find out together if we're a really good fit and take it from there. All right, until I get in your ears again, be sure to download the Abundant Mindset Toolkit because that is really going to help you. And have a fabulous week. And I look forward to meeting you in person if this is something that speaks to you and you sign up for a consult. Okay, see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. Ready to take the next steps? Creating your money and life goals can be super challenging if you don't have a process to follow. Get my free course that will help you get unstuck, clarify your goals, and get you going. For more info, go to meaghanjsmith.au.